Alright, what is up? What is going on? We're gonna go through some beginner's basics here. Basically, I'm assuming you went out, you bought Ultimate Marvel. Now, you may have just come here immediately searching out wisdom from someone better than yourself. I'm sorry, that was very egotistical. Or you may have, bought it, popped it in, played Mission, played arcade, gone online, gotten your ass whooped, and then come to me. Either way, I'm here to help you out. I'm here to explain some basics to you. So firstly and foremostly, I'm not going to be giving any advanced tips here. If you believe well, maybe if you don't, I don't know. Anyway, there's sure to be some useful information for you if you are just starting out, or if you haven't really looked into the depths of the gameplay. There's sure to be some useful information here. If you've been playing Marvel since it came out, all that stuff, you'll know all this. There won't be anything useful for you here. I'm just warning you right now. So basically, firstly, I wanted to, for the brand new people that are going to be picking up this game and looking for help, I am going to explain to you just how to deal with combo notation, fighting game terms and whatnot. I want to help you out with that so you understand what you're looking at if you go to a a message board online like shoryuken.com, and then you see a bunch of stuff and it all just sounds like gibberish. I'm here to make it not gibberish. I'm translating it for you. So firstly, just combo notation, shoryuken.com has a system where they have a bunch of little arrows that they can use as little pictures of arrows they use for their combo notation. So that's easy to know. You just follow the arrows. Keep in mind, it's always assuming you're on the first player side, and so if you're on the second player side, obviously you have to do the motions going the opposite direction. So just keep that in mind. The motions don't remain the same. If you're facing the other way, you got to do the motions the other way as well. So basically, Shoryuken has that, but not all message boards do. So there's basically two other types of combo notation you're going to run into. There is the one that is basically used for mostly Street Fighter players and whatnot, and they do QCF, QCB, HCF, HCB. That basically means quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, half circle forward, half circle back. Unfortunately, when you use that notation, they are assuming you already know what these movements actually are. So you're going to hear terms like do a DP motion, do a tiger knee motion. Now you're going to have no clue what those mean. Basically, a DP motion is the kind of backwards Z motion. You do forward, then down, forward. That's a DP motion. A tiger knee motion is a move where you have to jump cancel to get that move out. But then you cancel the jump. Well, you either cancel the jump into another move, or you end up doing the move just barely off the ground. Either way, and that's what it means, is there's always a jump in there. So basically there's just an angled jump after the end of the motion, whether it be up, forward, up, back, whatever, it's in there. That's basically what that means. So, so when you see those, it's just, quarter circle forward. That's very easy to remember, but that's what it means. They just abbreviate them. It's very easy to remember. It's just, the motions that they say, like DP, tiger knee. You just need to know what those are, and then once you actually know what those are, then you'll understand the notation. The other one, which I feel is the best, because it doesn't have any specific terms to it, is it's all numbers. It's called the number notation. Basically, just look at your numpad on your keyboard, or look at your phone or whatever, and you just imagine that all those numbers are directions instead of actual numbers. So if somebody puts it a move that's 5H, that means you are not holding a direction, you just hit heavy. 6H, that means you're holding forward while hitting heavy. And let's say you do 623H, that means a quarter circle forward and then H. That kind of thing. So that's why I like the number notation, is because, when a tiger knee motion, let's say it's just a quarter circle forward and then you gotta jump cancel it, it's just 6239. It's very easy to understand. There's no specific, term knowledge necessary for that. So I highly suggest you use that, just because it's easier to recognize and know what it means for people that may not know all this fighting game terminology and whatnot. Other than that, specific fighting game terminology, actual terminology that you are going to need into this game. Firstly, there's two that you're going to be seeing very, very often amidst all of the all of the talk of the game. And the first one that you're probably going to be seeing the most is DHC. That stands for Delayed Hyper Combo. I'll turn this down a little bit. And basically what that is that when you, as long as you have enough meter, when you use one character's hyper, you can cancel that into your next character's hyper at any point in time during the first hyper. That's what it means. So the second hyper comes out, that is a delayed hyper combo. So let's just say I do this with Nova, and it's like, oh, okay, it's hitting. Now I use that. Actually, I don't even think that works. It doesn't, but whatever. So that's a delayed hyper combo. You can use that for a few reasons. You can use it either because, like, let's just say your first hit missed, like your first hyper missed, and you don't want to get punished for it, so you bring in a safe DHC. Or you want to get the first character out, so you just use meter to use a hyper combo, and then you call in your new guy with another safe DHC, whatever. Or you just need more damage, whatever. That's what it's useful for. The other one that you're going to be hearing a lot is OTG. That means off the ground. Every single character has a way to knock an opponent down. Strider, like that one, that put him on the ground. That's actually not a very good one. Like right there, that last one, as you see the green S at the bottom, every single character's S will provide this knockdown state. And when in that knockdown state, an OTG refers to a move that will pick a character up after that. So as you can see, like if I hit that, the normal hits no longer hit. They won't hit him. But then he has various OTG moves, which he can use to pick somebody up from that, such as that. See, it hits him. Those are OTG moves. There's a variety of OTG moves. Some of them are hypers. Actually, I can use one right now. That might not work. It might be too far away. Anyway, that does, well, it's... Okay, there. It works that time. So there we go. The OTG hyper. There are also OTG moves, like as you saw. This one, which sometimes allow you to follow them up. I haven't obviously delved enough into Strider to actually follow it up, but you can follow that up in the proper situation. Then he also has, he actually has all three pretty much varieties of it. He has this one right here. That one right there, he cannot follow that up by himself. It requires an assist. Actually, one thing I want to test, I'm going to be learning something here too. Nope, doesn't work. Alright. So, those require an assist. So those are pretty much the different variations. There's the ones that you can follow up on your own. There's ones that require an assist to be able to follow them up, and then there's there's OTG hypers, which you can just pick somebody up off the ground for more damage in the combo. So the other big ones, TACs and THCs. Those are team aerial combos, not THCs. I'm sorry. Actually, there will be THCs, but in a moment. Team aerial combos and team aerial counters, TACs. They're basically team aerial combos are offensive, team aerial counters defensive. They're both running on the same principle. The team aerial combos, you just hold a direction and hit S. And so then, you know, you can do either, you can do an upwards one, a downwards one, or a sideways one. And you can do 2 per combo. That's the max. You can go through 3 different, you can go through whatever. You can do 2 per combo max. The benefits of them, the upwards one, it doesn't give you any meter. Actually, I'll go through the other ones first. The downwards one, straight up just gives you a meter. It gives you 1 free meter. The sideways one takes a meter away. Just watch the opponent's meter during that. See, they went from 3 to 2. It just takes a meter away. And then the upwards one, it resets the damage, not the damage scaling, I'm sorry. It resets the hit stun decay of the combo. And let me explain that real quickly. Hit stun decay is basically just kind of like a hidden tracker in the game where every single move causes more of it to build up, and eventually once enough of it is built up, the opponent will fall out of the combo. They'll tech immediately. And the reason why the upwards one is good is because certain characters can take advantage of that to do pretty crazy aerial combos that they would not otherwise be able to do. I know like Sentinel has a, well actually I'm not sure if it works in this game, but in the last game it worked. Sentinel had like a, he could do like a few normals and a rocket punch, and a few more normals and a rocket punch, and a few more normals and a rocket punch. It was a special combo he could only do off of an upwards team aerial combo. Same with Dormammu, he could do a couple normals into like the black hole, then do a couple more normals into the black hole, do a little loop like that. And it provided some characters with combos that they were otherwise incapable of doing, and it provided a lot of extra damage and meter. So that's the benefit of that one. Now, obviously, these can be countered. That's what the team aerial counters are. To counter them, you just do the same. You do the same exact thing that they just did. You have to hold the same motion as the combo, as the team combo was. So if I do this one, you would have to hold down and hit S to counter it. Now the problem is, as you can see if you watch again, they'll color up, like it's red when they do an upwards one. Unfortunately, I mean, they put that in there in an attempt to be like, okay, here, if you see this, you can react to it. I don't think that's reactable. I don't think it I think it happens way too fast. Maybe I'm wrong, but every time I tried to react to it personally, like I tried to when I was playing against people that were using those, I tried to react to it, not just like guess and just hold down and mash S or whatever. I tried to react to it, and I never got it once. So, I mean, if you can, hey, more power to you. You're better than me. But it's just, I don't know. It seems like it's way too fast to get into that. So those are the team aerial combos and team aerial counters. Now you have team hyper combos. That's this. You call them in, and every single character comes out and does a specific hyper combo. It's based upon whatever assist they have. They do a different one based on which assist you have them signed to. And that's useful for a couple reasons. Number one, sometimes the hyper combo that a character will come out with lasts for so long that it actually either allows you to extend the combo further, or it just gives you a lot of mix-up opportunity. So it's useful in that manner. Sometimes, like with Wesker, the only way to follow up his OTG gunshot is with a team hyper combo. Otherwise, they tech out before you can do your own hyper combo. So that's another use sometimes. Other times, sometimes you just, you just want that damage. You just want to be flashy, whatever. But that's what that's for. So now that's all basically kind of like just Marvel stuff. Now basically basic fighting game stuff. Blocking. There's three various. I'm trying to think of what the term would be. I guess there's just basically three various move types. There are overheads, there are mid attacks, well, high attacks, mid attacks, low attacks. High attacks are referred to as overheads. And basically, every single jumping attack counts as a high attack. Every single one. Pretty much most regular normals, like all of these that you'll see right there, those are all considered mid attacks. And then actually I don't think it's mid, but those two, those are considered low attacks. Now the reason why they have different attributes to them is that it creates mix-up opportunities. There are two ways to block. You block high or you block low. One of the two. Low will block everything mid or low, but it will not block high attacks. And blocking high is the exact opposite. It'll block everything high and mid, but it will not block low attacks. And so, like, Akuma right now, he has an overhead. That right there is an overhead. That's a way that if somebody's crouch blocking on you, you can come up and open them up by utilizing that overhead. So there are certain moves that you're going to have to learn the properties of that you will have to know. Nova actually has one too. That's Nova's overhead. And I mean, a lot of characters have overheads and you're just going to have to learn them. Just learn the properties of all the moves so you know which way to block. In general, you pretty much want to be blocking low if a character is grounded, and then you react to overheads, or you want to be blocking high if a character is in the air, and then you react to, like them low dashing in and doing a low attack or whatever. It's difficult to like actually put this is the best thing to do at this point in time, because it varies from character to character. Some characters are like extremely dangerous off their high attacks, but really no threat whatsoever off their low attacks. And some are flip-flopped. So, I mean, that's just going to have to come with character experience. Then there's throws. You throw in this game, and you throw tech in this game by holding a direction, either forward or backwards, and then hitting the heavy button. And you tech them in the same manner. You have to hold towards the character. Well, you have to hold forward or back in tech. Some characters, like Nova, he can actually follow his up, if I did the right move, but I didn't. Like that, he can follow his up, or he can actually follow it up with his overhead, I believe. Yeah. So, that's another thing you'll want to learn is because every character has 4 different throws. He has a forward and a back throws, as you can see with his back throw right here. And I think you can actually get a full combo off that, except I suck, so whatever. Just ignore me. And then you have aerial ones. It's the same thing, aerial forward throw, aerial back throw. Just like this. Then you have the aerial forward throw, the aerial back throw. So you have those two as well available to you. So you will want to learn all of your characters' throws and what they can and cannot combo off of. Like, for instance, with Akuma, he can't combo off of his, actually, I think he might be able to Tiger Knee. Nope. See, that didn't combo. He cannot combo off of his ground throws. I think this one works, though. Hey, yo. But then, for instance, off of his aerial throws, you can do a demon flip like that and get a full combo off of it. So that's just the variation you need to know. Not all throws are the same. Not all throws are followed up the same, and that's something that you're going to need to learn for your specific characters, what can and cannot be followed off of to maximize the damage you get off of them. Trying to think, I mean, that's pretty much all the basics. So, after all those basics, let me go here, and basically let me describe to you how you should approach picking a team. Now, all of this advice, honestly, really only applies to you if you are interested in, like, high-level play. If you're only interested in, like, playing around with friends at kind of like, you know, an average level or whatever, this team composition thing doesn't matter too terribly much. You'll still, you know, if you're just playing on average level all the time, you'll be fine with whatever. Just play whatever is fun to you. But if you're coming here looking for, like, advice on how to eventually end up going to tournaments and competing in tournaments and, you know, eventually hopefully winning those tournaments, then you want to really sit down and understand how all of your characters work together, how each character benefits the other. Like, for instance, let's just say I pick, like, well, the characters I was playing before the game came out, when I was just testing it out, were Nova, Strider, Spencer. Those were the three I was trying. Now, they don't benefit each other very well. None of their, well, Spencer's assists help, both of them. But Strider and Nova really don't benefit each other. They don't DHC well together. Neither of their assists really help the other. They're basically, like, they both kind of serve the same team purpose, almost, with the assists they have. And so, because of that, if I'm looking to kill a character, like at the end, like I say I have a character just barely, like with a sliver of health left after I'm finished my Nova column, I'm like, oh, I just need the slightest more damage, but I have Strider next. I can't follow any of Nova's stuff up with Strider. His level 1 is too slow, and then obviously his level 3s are too costly. So that's something you need to think of. How well do all these characters DHC together? Do they all work well? Are they all, can you, like, go, if you take your 3 characters and put them in any order, can you do a hyper combo from one to the next to the next? Will it work? That's one thing you want to think of. Also the assists. Obviously, every single character in this game, as you can see, there's Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Every single character has 3 various assists that they can use. And so what you are definitely going to want to do is go through all those assists and figure out how each assist benefits your other characters. How do they work together? Do they allow you to get in easier? Do they allow you to continue your combos? Whatever. But they should all benefit each other as well. You know, you shouldn't just have one character who's just off to the side that you're just leaving for whatever. They should all hopefully benefit each other as well. Now, it's very difficult to get all of that factored into one team. It's possible, but, I mean, like, if you're looking at, like, your 3 favorite characters, chances are they probably won't work that well together. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. But, I mean, that's just one thing you want to do, because each character kind of has, like, an assist that is just generally considered the best assist for that character. Like Dante, pretty much almost 9 out of 10 Dantes you saw in Marvel were using Jam Session. And yet there were a few that used, you know, I can't even remember what they're called. Crystal, there were a couple that used Crystal, not many, but then the Weasel Shot, there were a bunch who used Weasel Shot incredibly well. Same with Akuma, actually not Akuma, everybody used Tatsu with Akuma because Tatsu was just too good. But with Ryu, he has basically the same kind of assists. But he has a Tatsu assist, but I've also seen some people use his Hadouken assist incredibly well. So, I mean, don't, like, just listen to people say, like, oh, this is the best assist with this character, you should definitely only use that assist. Don't follow that. Test it out for yourself. And that's another thing that I want to go into is mission mode. You should definitely hop into mission mode with the characters that you are interested in. Most definitely. Because it will give you an idea of how to use a character, what combos into what, and what you can do with their moves. However, do not take those combos as like these are the clear-cut best combos this character has to offer. For instance, pretty much during all of Dr. Doom's, I was sitting there like the entire time thinking, why are they having me do these? I'm never going to use any of these combos, never. And so that's something that you should, you should just utilize them as getting to know your character better, but not just, oh, okay, these are the combos I should be using. Do not take it as that. This is another thing that you should look into yourself. But of course, with how many message boards there are and how many people are trying to figure out these characters by themselves, chances are by the time you even see this, there will be a combo video up showing some really good combos for your favorite character. Pretty high chance of that. But still, like, these are just, use these as a basis and then build off of them. Don't just use them, because I guarantee you there was not a single combo off of Mission Mode in Marvel that was the best combo for that character. Everybody found something better, and it's going to be the same in this one. So just use them as like a way to see, oh, okay, you know, that's kind of cool. Now let's see how I can twist that and use it to myself. Like, for instance, let me just, to give you an example of, what am I trying to say? To give you an example of what I'm saying, Strider. You saw I have done a few Strider missions. Throughout, the combo I've been using since starting up Strider has been using his quarter circle forward light attack that's in the air. And there is not a single mission mode that utilizes his quarter circle forward motions in the air. His quarter circle forward moves. Not a single one uses them. And so, but like, it's one of the most useful moves I've found. And so, like, that's another thing you should do, is you should go to the command list, and thankfully they added, as you can see, the top ones that are like red/pinkish. I'm glad they added those in, because they didn't have these in the command list. Those are like command normals. So as you can see, like the arch cut, that's that, and that's his slide, that's his other command normal. They didn't have those in the command list, but now they do. So every single non-normal move that they have is now in a command list. So you should definitely check this out as well, because, you know, chances are they're not, I don't think they didn't use the wall cling at all either. They didn't use the wall cling in mission mode at all either, which is weird, because one of the combos, one of the only combos they showed in Strider's reveal trailer utilized the wall cling during it, so that's odd that they wouldn't even use that, but alright. So yeah, I mean, you should that's another thing you should definitely check out. Basically, I mean, the only thing, like, the best advice I could possibly give you, despite, like, giving you knowledge, the best advice I can possibly give you for a game like this, for a fighting game, is just do not allow yourself to be discouraged by losing, by getting beaten, and by getting beaten badly. Because when you start out in a fighting game, that is what is going to happen. You are going to get beaten by people who have been playing this game for months and months and months, and have all the character knowledge in the world, and are just going to make you look like a fool. They're going to make you look like so bad at the game. But don't let that discourage you. You know, it's not, don't, like, take it to heart. Just think of that. Like, this dude's been playing for months. I've been playing for days. So that's the one thing you should always remember, is just don't allow yourself to be discouraged. And the other thing is, I mean, like, I know I just said all that stuff about, like, team composition and whatnot, but you should do your utmost to find and utilize characters that you enjoy playing. Because from personal experience, I played characters that were considered, like, extremely good. Like Dante. I started out with Dante, who was considered an extremely good character in Marvel, but I didn't enjoy playing as him, so I didn't put in any work with him, and my Dante sucked because of it. So even though he's a great character, mine was not, because I didn't feel like putting in the effort for him. So that's one thing you should know, is, I mean, like, if you're not having fun with a character, you're probably not going to put in the work to become great with them. So that's a big thing too, is try to find a character you love that you will sit down and work with and get better with. Because you will do far better with them than somebody that you just randomly tear-whoring. Just remember that. Those like the best two pieces of advice I can give you. Just don't be discouraged, and ensure that you have fun. Because if you're not having fun, you're really, I mean, you're not going to get anywhere. I've been there. when I wasn't having fun, I wasn't improving at all. So just keep those two things in mind, and then just all that you have to do is just get the experience. It's going to require a lot of experience. You have to get the matchup experience with all the characters. Like, I still get destroyed by certain characters because I have, like, no experience playing against them. Like, I played against a Chris and a MODOK recently, which just annihilated me because I've never played a Chris or a MODOK before. So, I mean, like, you know, it takes time. So just remember that. It'll all get fixed with time. You just gotta keep on trucking. That's all the advice I can give you. Hopefully that helped you out. And yeah, I'm done.